Well, host Sean Lennon here with the Fightlete Report, and right now we've got Sugar-Free Tyler, Sugar-Free Scott on the show, competing, and of course in the welterweight division. Make sure to check out his fight upcoming at Elite Fight Night, August 14th, Gary, Indiana, at the Real Cat Stadium. Training at Dominion MMA, coming off a big win against Saiho Amazaki in his last fight as well. And we appreciate you being on the show.
Of course, appreciate you having me, Sean, as usual.
Definitely, man. You know, talk about this opportunity to fight again. Although going through opponent changes now, as you told me, thank you for letting me know that. But knowing you're on this fight card this summer, you know, getting another fight in here before the third quarter.
It's good. It's awesome. You know, I'd like to try and fight, 3 times a year. So this puts me right on schedule to get my second one in this year. And obviously that schedule was super hard during COVID. It was just taking whenever it came up. But I've been blessed that I've been pretty active since my pro debut. So getting this one in the summer is perfect. It gives me a chance to hopefully get one in the late fall that will let me have time to enjoy the holidays. Because last year, missed Thanksgiving, missed Christmas. Right. I was training for camp. So much happier to get it, out of the way now, so I can kind of bulk up for the winter a little bit without having to worry about making weight. And as far as, Elite Fight Night, it's awesome. I was, one of the first people to be asked to be on the card, being a former champion of the Elite Amateur Fight League. But since that happened, this card has blown up like crazy. Yes. So we got all sorts of opponents. My former opponent, he was training at Greg Jackson's Jackson Weights, and we got Josh Streaker from the area, jumped on the card too. Now a Greg Jackson's fighter as well too. So a lot of big gyms from all over the country are popping in here, and just not even the amateur, but the pro side of the card alone is pretty popping. So.
Yeah, I would definitely agree, man. I know for us, it'll be the first time we're back at MMA events, and we're excited though. But you're right, this card is definitely happening. So much great talent that is not only from Midwest area is going to be there. You got Prem Brzezinski from Indiana, as you mentioned, but other fighters, coming from New Mexico, Albuquerque. Josh Streaker, who's training out there as well. It's exciting to have that happen. Right now, you're not knowing who you're fighting, so about waiting for your opponent. Could it change anything leading up to this fight for you, or you have your game plan set in your mind?
So, I mean, my game plan is always basically the same, is that I don't really have too much of a game plan. There's the things that I like to do. People know that I like to strike, but people don't want to let me do that. So I've become a grappler in my last probably 6 to 8 bouts, where I've won fights on my grappling. I win fights on my ground and pound because they initiate that with me. So if I get to do what I want to do, which hasn't really been the case yet, well, you'll get to see it. So if it's a striker, be prepared for a knockout. But if not, then expect me to fill the cup of water, like Bruce Lee always said, and I'll take whatever form is necessary to get the win. So focusing on me has always been my goal. And if I can be as well-rounded as possible, then I can always find kind of the win.
Definitely. Yeah, talk about, being one of the recognizable names coming up in the regional scene here. How much fun is that?
It's kind of, I guess, surreal still, back when I even realized, that like Tapology was a thing and keeping track of myself. I in the amateur days, I used to like to watch myself climb up the ranks and stuff. And now every now and then I'll dabble back onto it. And it's pretty crazy when I look at that. I'm like, number 2 in Illinois in both lightweight and welterweight right now. So that's pretty crazy to think that back, 6 years ago, I was looking up all these other guys and being like, oh man, this guy's so good because he's, number 5 in the state or this or that. And now I am that guy up in there. So just kind of speaks to honestly the hard work that I've put in over the years. I think there's very few people that have grinded the way that I have to get to the position I'm in. So I am proud of that. So
definitely, that's exciting though. You can see yourself, selling, tickets and being part of building cards as well.
Definitely. Well, if there's any other promoters out there, you can ask Jesse and the Elite Fight Night just how much tickets I sell. So. That's definitely a reason that the promoters want me around.
And now have you found yourself, you know, needing this fight to build upon your last one? Because it went well.
Yeah. Only as good as your last fight, right?
Right.
Like going back to, you know, the least favorite fight of my career, my pro debut, I got choked out in 40 seconds. But that was riding a national amateur title. And before that, you know, 4 other wins. So I was running on a 4-win streak. I was coming in hot, and I had, you know, all sorts of these deals. And then I had a bad performance. And then, man, I didn't even start back at 0. I started in the negatives. It was hard to, you know, get motivated. It was hard to be taken, you know, seriously after something like that. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's just in my head, I guess. But I mean, for the casual fan, the ones that aren't fans of me, that's what they see, and you know, it's a little bit different. So when your momentum gets slowed, you want to make sure that you're building it in the right way. You know, especially I'm a little bit older in this game. I'm probably not going to be fighting for too many years. I'm not a 21-year-old kid going pro. I've already been fighting for 12 years, just to MMA, and you know, several years of kickboxing before that. So I got wear and tear on my body. So I got to make sure that everything I do really counts. You know, that I'm not. Well, I was saying not just taking any fight, but that's essentially really what I'm doing this card, because we're still waiting on that opponent on just over a week's notice. But just making sure that, you know, that I take what I do seriously, and that I keep moving myself in the right direction. And if I do derail, then, you know, I just got to get back and try again and double down. But it's a hell of a lot easier to make sure that doesn't happen to begin with, and stay on the path.
For sure, you're an integral part of Dominion MMA. So talk about that. You're running programs, you're coaching, you're managing here. For those that don't know, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I train here, and you know, I get some other training elsewhere and run my conditioning and stuff. But just my work day alone, I'm teaching on the mats about, you know, 32 hours a week, and that doesn't include the office work I do as well. So I am more than a full-time, you know, coach, and then I also run a full-time fight team of amateurs, and then help other pros too as well. Me and Brian work really close well together too. So I'm, you know, I'm busy. So I don't get to put in the amount of physical training that I used to, you know, back in the college days, or even when I was just a police officer, and I had, you know, the one job. Now here, running the gym takes up a lot more of my time, but you know, there's positives to that too. So you know, teaching as much as I do gives you a much deeper understanding of techniques, and I think there's 2 kinds of fighters: ones that obviously would make good coaches, and then there's a whole lot of fighters that don't make good coaches because they were just the natural athletes, you know, and they can't really explain it to someone else. But being someone who was never a natural athlete, the better I am in explaining these things to, you know, 4-year-old kids. If I can get a 4-year-old kid to, you know, take the backpack position and choke somebody out, then that really helps me break it down for myself too. And oh, right, this kid can't do it for this reason. This kid can't do it for this reason. And I get a much, you know, deeper understanding of the techniques itself, which is where I've always dominated fights, was just in the technique and the experience of it.
For sure. And, you know, talk about one of your pupils, one of your trainees is going to be on the same card, right?
Yeah. So, teammate, my assistant coach, Brian Akins, first is also on the card, making his first fight in almost 4 years. So that's super awesome. If you guys have never seen Brian fight, make sure you tune in. Awesome fight and an awesome matchup. That's a really exciting fight. But yeah, one of my amateurs, Richie, will also be on there. Very talented guy that has not gotten as much cage time as needed because his last 2 fights have both pulled out the day of the fight. So we're really unfortunate, you know, on both ends. I don't need to get into those details, but he's been training for a long time, and he's very, very good, very, very talented, and just hasn't had the time to show it. So I'm super excited and crossing my fingers that 3rd time's a charm for him. So
definitely. Well, yeah, hopefully you'll both have that cage time and experience come the 14th, you know.
Yeah, knock on wood, right? So.
I mean, that's all you can do, kind of, right? It's like a waiting game when you're waiting for that opponent.
Gotta have hope that someone's gonna pull through and just sign the name on the dotted line. So.
For sure. I mean, these opportunities are rare during these times, especially the COVID-19.
Now it's just thumbing through, you know, the one who can get their stuff together on time is really what it is right now. So, I mean, as of right now, I'm guaranteed 100% a fight. I just don't know who it is. It's kind of a race. I think so.
Gotcha. Yeah. You know, who's helped you prepare for this fight? How they helped you? I mean, obviously you're head of the Dominion MMA, so I'm sure you got to go to, you know, someone else is going to be there to help you.
I mean, usually I have outside coaches in here. I usually work really heavily with Daniel Vizcaya, the Bulldog,
right.
Tough Fighter veteran. But you know, he's had other duties that have kind of kept him away. So it's not the first time that I've done this, but I've pretty much run my own camp, and I have my own high-level assistants and stuff that I have that they keep eyes on me, that I go in and I say, I've been doing this long enough, I've been coaching long enough where I know how to win the fights and I know what I need to do. Now I just need to make sure that these people are keeping me accountable. And then bringing in, you know, high-level training partners, brought in former opponents of mine that I fought. Wow. You know, I fight last January and lost that one, my only Muay Thai fight, but against a super experienced guy, Stretch Street, and brought him in here just to clean up things that, you know, I already know how to do, but just another high-level set of eyes to make sure that I'm doing that. So just a lot of high-level guys that we brought in here, and other high-level pros, and really been working on fine-tuning of this camp because, you know, it's more important to build skills outside of camp, and then more just about fine-tuning what you got in camp. At least that's my theory on it. So that's kind of what it's been, is just, you know, making sure that everyone's holding me accountable, and I'm holding them accountable to hold me accountable. So
sure,
that's kind of how it's worked out this time.
Well, yeah, I'm glad that that's working out for you, and you're getting the looks you need, obviously, to prepare.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then talk about also, you know, just being not only ready for this fight, but, you know, having the weight cut. Is that happening this week, and how much is that?
So I was supposed to be going down to a new weight, never been to before, 65. I've never fought less than 70 before. Right. But I was pretty confident with it. But with the different names that are coming out, it might be, hey, you might be fighting at 75, you might be fighting at 70, you might be fighting at 65 or even 60. I don't know. But that's you know, but I'm the one who made that call. I said, you know what, give me anywhere between 60 and 80. 160 and 180, and whatever the call is, I've never not made weight. I'll always make weight, whatever it is. So I'm down. I just need somebody to get in there with me, and there's a couple in the works. I just don't know where on that range I'm going to be. Hopefully, you know, closer to the cut, I'll have a little bit better idea. But my cuts are usually not too extreme anyway.
Okay. I mean, I would assume like the 165 would be the tougher end of the scale.
65 is ideal. 70 is super easy. I mean, I walk around pretty close to 75 at this point right now. And then, you know, 60 I think is very doable. I've just never attempted it before. So it's obviously not my ideal one, but like I said, I signed the contract. If we need to adapt it to do something else, I'll still make the weight and get on it. So. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I'm sure you're thinking about all the possibilities as we speak.
Yeah, for sure.
And then also, you know, we talked briefly about Akins, and, you know, he's fighting on the same card. You know, he's got a great matchup with Tyler Veal. You know, excited for his return. I know you and Tyler Veal also represented Team Illinois during the same time for the lead amateur.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, Tyler Veal also has a win over me. So
yeah. So
he did beat me back in the amateurs, and then we were on Team Illinois together. He was the 170 spot initially, and then I kind of floated back, and then when he got hurt, I filled in and took the title for that one too. So so there could be unfinished business there too. No ill will towards Tyler Veal, great fighter. But he's got his work cut out for him with Akins coming up. So I think Brian matches up really well with Tyler, and hopefully that Tyler's been training hard over this last year, because Brian's been training his ass off the last few years, and he's ready to show it. So.
For sure. It's so happy for him. We're all happy for him that he's getting that opportunity again.
Great fighter.
Yeah.
Super excited for him to have the opportunity. So.
And this is just such a big and fun event, dude, for all this to happen, to culminate, right?
Kind of fighting outside too, so
yeah,
not too hot, but I think that there's excitement to that. I like doing things that I haven't done before. So
right.
Even just the fact that it's an outdoor event changes it for me. New weight classes makes it a little bit more exciting for me too. So I guess if I look at it that way, then I'm excited about not knowing who the opponent is too. So all about the attitude.
Yeah. So I would assume you need at least 24 hours to know.
Yes. I'll get kind of within range. I'm used to being, the lighter side of weight classes anyway. Okay. So depending on what it is, if it's a heavier weight class, then I won't really work on filling it. I'll just go in as is. If it's a lower weight class, well, then it should still give me enough wiggle room to do it. But definitely, 24 hours. I should know for sure within the next couple of days. I think right after the weekend.
But we'll update it. We'll update it on here, in case, in post editing. So yeah, we'll keep our eyes peeled, and we'll edit on the post editing side and figure out who that is. Yeah, for sure. I know we're excited though. Obviously you and Brian, we've seen you guys train very hard. See you guys run the drills and stuff. So we're excited. We got some great footage of you guys from Fight League back a few months ago. So this is gonna be another great opportunity for us to have you guys display your skills as well.
Absolutely. Dominion is now Dominion's been around forever, but now Dominion is, on the map for fighting too, for fight team. It used to just be, known for a kids program, but you see me, you see Akins, you see Richie, Charlie, Mellinger just won on the Elite Amateur Fight League not too long ago. Another one of my up and comers, and he's fighting for a title this Saturday for
nice.
UFC. So, people will, if they ain't paying attention now, they're gonna start paying attention real soon.
Is he fighting for Total Fight Challenge?
He is. He's fighting for the 1-pound title. So he's coming in.
Can you explain some more of that show? I know it's not open to anybody, not open to the public.
Wait, it's not?
I thought it wasn't, or is it open to the public?
I think it is. We've been selling tickets, so I hope it is.
Oh, okay.
But no, it is. Since it's still in Illinois, it's a little bit stricter on the rules. I know the COVID stuff is a little bit more strict for the fighters. If they're vaccinated, they still have to get tested, type deal. But yeah, no, that one's fully open, and that one, I think it's like 21 fights this Saturday. So it is
awesome.
Big card. So definitely scoot your way over to that. And I got 2 other guys on that card too. So again, that I've never fought before. Excuse me. So you'll be seeing some fight. Actually, I take that back. They just fought Muay Thai for the first time last month, and one of them had a 21-second knockout win. So if you want to see some more exciting stuff like that from guys like Jeremiah, then they come out and see that too.
Great. Well, I hope that's a sign that things are going to come back to full swing in Illinois, because I haven't heard of any fights going on.
Hopefully, knock on wood again, as rumors are.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
For sure. Well, I'm very excited to talk to you again. Make sure to check out Tyler Sugar-Free Scott at Elite Fight Night, August 14th, Gary, Indiana. If you are not going, hopefully there's a way for you to watch it streaming or post-production.
Stream is what I hear.
The Facebook stream.
Not sure how that works, but you guys are smarter than me. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll definitely promote that as well, man. And we appreciate you being on the show. Anyone you'd like to thank, anyone you'd like to shout out, go ahead.
Just, everybody, owners of Dominion, David and Suzanne Martial Arts. David and Suzanne Chacon. They own Dominion Martial Arts, and, without the opportunity that they presented me to be here, I wouldn't have the awesome facility or the ability to bring in these awesome training partners and staff and stuff. And, even that, they give me opportunities to go train with the best, like Ricardo Laborio. And, we're actually, I'm not wearing the shirt right now, but we're actually PIT certified here too.
Right.
We have a relationship with John Hackelman and those guys too. So the contacts, the opportunities, they provided a lot. And then All my sponsors, I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but I know I got True Cash on there, Sycamore Culvers supporting me, you know, Trials and Tribulations Apparel. And I apologize for those of you guys that I'm leaving out right now.
Sure.
But thank you so much for the support, and I'll make sure to edit it on the post so your name is in there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate you again for being on Fight Report, and best of luck to you. I'll see you out there August 14th, you know, God willing, and definitely will, you know, whoever's in the cage with you, we know it's going to be an exciting fight, right?
Doesn't matter because they're not me, so that's all. Everyone comes to see me, and you won't be sorry. So
Definitely. Well, take care, brother, and we'll talk to you soon.
thanks, Sean.
Anytime.
Bye, man.
Take care, man.